talk to me about doing a retest on the math workshop test, we can definitely make that happen. But again, it's Wednesday. It means we only got Thursday and Friday. So how motivated are you? Okay. Your 3-1 test. I know some in the room finished, but I'm going to do what I was doing yesterday and today. I would love for, last period I have 6 100s. I would love for people to get 100 if they could for this last 60% grade. So if you turn it in, I'm going down the stack in order as I get it. If you turn it in, I put check marks by it. They're good. You know, if you don't get a check mark by it, that's something you need to fix. There's that. I think that's all I needed to say. So let's go. We're not going to do a workshop today just because I'm trying to make sure you have time to get all your ducks in a row, all your things done. If you want to be like this, he is determined to get the 100 on his test. He's come back time and time again, and he's almost there. He's almost there. Yeah, he's trying to get 100 on this on the 3.1 test. So he goes, he does a problem, he comes back. I say, oh, this is wrong. He fixes it. It's been great. So we're going to let you just play that same game in just a second. But first, let's go over some math. We're not doing math workshop. Let's go over some of these word problems. Okay, it's page 5 in your packet. So we finally took a test, substitution, elimination, graphing. And you're like, yes, that's going to go away. No, it doesn't go away at all. So if you're still uncomfortable with substitution, elimination, and graphing, you are in trouble, because not only is it not going away and we're doing word problems involving that, as of tomorrow we're taking it up a notch and we're going to have 3 equations. Not just 2, 3 of them. So if you're still struggling with the 2, we got to get it together as quickly as possible, because starting tomorrow there's going to be 3 of them. Okay, word problems are actually really easy. And I'm trying to make it short, that way you can have lots of time on your tests. I'm going to give you 4 of them for homework. I'm going to say 1, 3, and then flip to the back. 9 and 12 are your homework problems. But I'm going to be really lazy today. I'm just going to set up 2 equations. When Jessica comes to show me her homework, she needs to have solved. So since I'm giving her 4 problems, that means 8 equations. If she just comes up to me with 8 equations written down, she's not done. I actually need her to solve each of those equations. Bless you. Is there a lot of room on this paper? So if you write big with big handwriting, you can put it on a separate sheet of paper. I don't care. Don't care. The easier it is to read, the happier I am. Do I honestly expect Drea to write the whole word problem out again before she answers it on her own paper? No. She can just put 9 and then put what she needs to put for the answer. But I totally get there's not enough room on here if you're wanting to solve things out. Okay, we are going to do just a couple. Let's go to number 2 first. Again, I'm going to be lazy and just set them up, but you should solve. Okay, number 2. The school that Eduardo goes to is selling tickets to the annual ticket show. On the first day of ticket sales, the school sold 8 senior citizen tickets and 7 child tickets for a total of $131. The school took in $116 on the second day by selling 8 senior citizen tickets and 4 child tickets. Find the price of a senior citizen ticket and the price of a child ticket. Okay, so I'll set this one up for us. We're talking about the 2 different days they sold tickets. On the first day, 8 senior, so 8S, 7 child, so 7C. The total was $131, but I'm going to drop that dollar sign because I just don't need it to slow us down. So 8S for senior, 7C for child, 131. And then on the second day, it was 8 senior, 4 child, and the total is 116. 8 senior, 4 child, total 116. Are there any questions about how we set up those 2 equations? Yes, Travis. Do what, dear? I haven't solved. I have no idea. I'm not going to solve. I'm being lazy. Okay, but you can answer probably this question. What method did you choose to solve? Okay. I would choose elimination, and what would you multiply by? Yeah, and you can have a point. So the easiest thing to do would be to multiply, for instance, the top equation by -1. So you would have a negative 8s and a positive 8s, and someone would be eliminated. I would choose elimination. Okay, let's move on from that one. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 says, Bill and Ashley each improved their yards by planting daylilies and ornamental grass. They bought their supplies from the same store. They have a lot of free time, apparently. Bill spent $27 on 1 daylily and 4 bunches of ornamental grass. Ashley spent $36 on 4 daylilies and 4 bunches of ornamental grass. What is the cost of 1 daylily and the cost of 1 bunch of ornamental grass? Okay, so can someone tell me an equation to set up for Bill? Go ahead. Landon, is that you? Okay, go ahead. Okay, G for grass sounds good. Yes. If you wanted to do B for bunches or G for grass, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. Okay, and then someone else want to tell me Ashley's equation? Yes, Xavier.
Oh, sorry. For Ashley.
Ashley, sorry. I don't know what name I said. No clue. Okay, go ahead.
4D.
4D.
Plus 4G.
Plus 4G.
Equals 36.
Equals 36. Perfect. And your group can have a point. Landon, I don't know if I told you to get a point or not. My mind is off today. It would be easiest to solve by elimination. Again, I think. What number should we multiply by? -1. It would make sense to just multiply by -1 and kill off the G's. But if I was insisting on killing off the daylilies instead, what number should I multiply the top by? -4, and then the D's would die. So it doesn't matter. Either one's going to work. Perfect. Every group can have a point. Goodness. Okay, let's go to, I don't want to do that. Let's do number 7, because I like Adam, and then I cannot figure out how to say the end name. I thought it was maybe Norakai, but someone first period said Narachi, and I just like it, so I'm going to go with Narachi. It sounds Spanish. I assume it's Norakai, but Narachi just sounds so much more fun. So Adam and Narachi are selling pies for a school fundraiser. Customers can buy blueberry pies and lemon meringue pies. Adam sold 6 blueberry and 8 lemon meringue for a total of $100. Narachi sold 3 blueberry and 5 lemon meringue for a total of $58. Find the cost of 1 blueberry pie and 1 lemon meringue pie. Okay, so can someone tell me Adam's equation? Yes, Brady. 8L? Okay, equals what? Okay, and then can someone, and that's, your group can have a point. Can someone tell me Narachi's? Yes, Abby Grace.
3B plus 5L equals 3B.
And your group can have a point. Okay, why am I not writing down an L? L looks like a 1, so I'm going to think it through. I could do a cursive L. Some people's purpose, that's what I'm going to do. Some people's cursive L still like a 1. Some people capital L still like a 1. So if your L kind of looks like a 1, maybe you should go with M for meringue. That's what I'm going to do. M for meringue.
And I did D for pies.
You can do that as long as you're consistent and you keep up with it. As long as you're consistent and you keep up with it, you're good. But she's right. Does that look like 6B? It kind of looks like 66. So maybe you can even use X's and Y's as long as you keep track of X is blueberry, Y is lemon meringue. Doesn't matter. Does not matter one bit. Okay, are there any questions about this one? How we set it up? It's a little harder. If I wanted to kill off the B's, what would I do? And you and Jessica can both have a point. Brady and Jessica both have a point. We multiply the bottom by -2. The whole line, we would end up having a positive 6B and a negative 6B, and they would be eliminated. And of course, there's other stuff going on, but we would eliminate the B's. I mean, you could be fancy and multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by -8 and have a positive 40M and a negative 40M and kill those off. Doesn't matter as long as someone gets killed. Never thought a teacher would say that, but that's the truth with elimination. Doesn't matter as long as someone gets killed. Okay, we're going to do one more difficult one, and then we're going to call it a day on the word problems. Well, I'm going to call it a day. You still have 4 of your own. Let's go to 15. 15. I'm always intimidated by short word problems. That sounds stupid, but I feel like the shorter they are, they assume I'm supposed to know. And that is kind of a bad thing. This one only has 3 sentences, and it's really short, so it's going to be, it's a little harder. So there's a plane, and it traveled to Helsinki and back. The trip there was with the wind, and it took 11 hours. The trip back was into the wind, and the trip back took 19 hours. Find the speed of the plane in still air and the speed of the wind. Find the speed of the plane and the speed of the wind. So we need 2 variables. I'm going to do one for the trip and one for the wind. And the trip there, I was with the wind, so I'm going to add the wind, and I'm going to have t plus w equals 11. Drea, you can have 2 points for that.
Miss Compton.
Yes.
I just want to point this out because our physics teacher taught us this. When you have to use t as a variable, he said put like a little.
Oh, you know, it might be smart to do p for plane. Plane plus wind equals 11. That would probably be even better. Back to variables looking like numbers and stuff. And probably better to do p for plane. Plane plus the wind, it took 11 hours. What should my second equation be then?
Plane minus.
Grady, you can have another point. Xavier, you can. Okay, so the trip back was into the wind. So the wind was against us. That's why we're going to say it's P minus W. And so since we were traveling against the wind, it makes sense that it took us longer to get there. Okay, setting this up was hard. Requires a lot of thought. With the wind, so plus the wind. Into the wind, so subtract the wind. That part was hard. However, solving after we get it set up is easy. The W's cancel out. You have 2P equals 30, so P equals 15. So our normal trip, if there was no wind blowing at all, our normal trip would take us 15 hours. So that makes sense because it took 11 hours when the wind was helping us, 19 hours when the wind was hurting us. So without the wind, 15, that makes sense. It's between 11 and 19. But the second value is the one that seems a little questionable. So I'm going to plug it in the top equation. We used to have P plus W equals 11. We decided P was 15. So 15 plus W equals 11. I end up getting W equals negative 4. Why is that scary? Okay, we get a negative speed, or negative miles per hour. Does that make sense in real life? Okay, can you travel negative speed in like a car? No. But here's how we're going to justify it, that it's okay this one time. Yes, dear?
And what work is doing speed, but it would work in speed resistance, so that's taking away that's net value.
Yes, so it's going to work for this one because we're talking about the wind hurting us. And yes, the wind is impacting us at a negative 4 miles per hour. It's slowing us down that much. So it actually does make sense for this problem because we're talking about wind, not actually how fast we're driving our plane. Perfect. Get 2 points for that. Okay, there are none like this that you have to do. The 4 you have left is more about Narachi, and they sell some more tickets. I think there's something about some vans and buses. You got 4 problems. You can show me when you get it done, but I'm not going to type it in on now until Monday. It's going to be your first grade in the second 9 weeks. If you're trying to start off the second 9 weeks with 100, you want to make sure you get these 4 problems done, because tomorrow we're moving on to brighter things. Okay, are there any questions about this?
Which 4 was it?
It is 1, 3, 9, 12. Look behind Andrew's head. 1, 3, 9, 12. Okay.